What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling! And here!
Wrestling?
Why?
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Why? Why?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Why not? Why not?
It's fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about? Fake? It's not fake.
Fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Okay, wrestling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to. Where am I looking at? There we go. Yes, there we go, right there. Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wrestling Gold Friday night. Here we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real. Because damn it, it is real to us. Hopefully, you folks are having a good day so far. Let me trying to make sure everything's right. It says I'm live and everything, so hopefully y'all can hear. Oh, that was loud. Hopefully y'all can hear me pretty good. Wait for a few minutes, get people in the chat. Let me run my mouth a little bit because, like I said, unfortunately, running a little bit high. I'm trying to do something different. You might notice it later. If you notice it later, let me know. But trying to spiffy up this place, or spiffy up the show a little bit, just a little bit. Since I had the equipment here, might as well try it right. And of course, I ain't doing it here. There we go. Says an excellent day. All right, here we go. So yes, thank you everybody who is joining me live right now. If you are joining me live, you folks know what to do. Let's hang out in the chat. Let me know what you think. Even if it's just say hello, that is always cool. Any memories of anything I bring up tonight or other memories, just, spit it out, type it out on the chat, and we'll discuss it because that's what we do. Also, like I said, invite your friends too. Don't forget to like it. And hey, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. Also, if you're not watching this live and you watch it on the replay or whatever they want to call it, you just seen the video there, clicked on it, so just to find out what it's all about. Leave a comment. Comment about anything, like I said, what I discussed this evening. Bring your opinions. That's always cool. Like I said, we're going back to the extreme this evening for our watch along. It will be ECW from 1995, October 17th, 1995, Hardcore TV. Well, what's up, Joe? How was your day? How was your week? How are things going? Are the taxes paid? Oh, wait a minute. It's not tax season yet. It's getting close. Getting close to Thanksgiving, actually, and Christmas, and some time off. Yes, going to definitely enjoy the time off. But yeah, like I said, if you're in the comments, feelings, opinions, just say hello. That's always cool. Joe King started watching ECW Rise and Fall today. That was a good one. It's been a couple months, but I did watch Hardcore Forever. I kind of want to watch them back to back because I sort of go back to back on, on this. It's kind of like the two world class documentaries. Now I like the independent one the independent documentary that was made. I still find that better than the WWE produced one. I don't know, something about it just seems a little more gritty and gritty's not the word, more authentic. And like I said, it's kind of been a while. I watched a little bit a while back. It's been months. It's been like no, it's not it's not the barbed wire one. That was another one. It came out later. It came out I forgot what year, but it came out a few years later before the it might have been like a year or two later after the whole one night stand and or WWE did their documentary and some independent producer, whatever, might have been Shane or some people Shane Douglas knew and stuff like that. Probably did that one. But yeah, the one for the ECW Rise and Fall, like the one you just said. And I kind of want to watch. I think something about that one. That one seemed like trying to describe it because it's been a while since I've seen. That one's actually pretty good too. Barbed wire CD or something like that. But I think that one it was kind of like the fan base and everything else. It kind of, if I remember correctly, it kind of delved into that aspect of it. The fans, some of the characters and stuff like, some behind the scenes stuff. But I think everything, in other words, everything that's done been said about Paul Heyman, the rise, the fall, whatever. And that went a different route. And I thought it was pretty cool. But the Hardcore Forever and the Rise of Fall came out around the same time. Because I think Shane Douglas put a group of people together, too, former ECW wrestlers, and they did the Hardcore Forever shows kind of around the same time that the Rise and Fall. And I think, was it the following year they did that? No. Yeah, the following year they did they did a one night stand again, then the unfortunate relaunch of the WWE branded ECW. And trust me, you don't want none of that. just my opinion. You do not want any of that. Let me do a quick sound check in the chat. Let me know. Am I coming in clearly? No fading in and out. No echo or anything like that. Do I sound good? Do I look, well, of course I don't look good, but camera wise, do I look good and everything? Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And it'll be A-okay. I think, what's it called? Like barbed wire city or something like that? I can't remember. But anyway, you know what? Before we get too started here, it is Friday. We all know what to do. It's time to crack open a cold one because we all worked hard this week. I know you folks worked hard. It don't have to be an adult beverage. It could be, water, Mountain Dew. All right, we sound good. No fading. That sounds good to me. So anyway, cheers to all the hardworking men and women who bust their ass all week and the ones who are busting their ass this weekend. Cheers to you. You know what? I didn't think about it till now. And I definitely wouldn't have done it anyway. If I did think about it. I should have got a Budweiser can and chugged it. Then try and smash the can on my head, but nah. It would have made a mess and I've been sticky for a couple or give or take hour and a half, 2 hours. And I don't want none of that. So, but yes, another thing we always do on Wrestling Gold Friday night, we go today in history. A look back in what happened on the certain date in pro wrestling. Of course, today is October 20. Yeah, I had to look on the calendar. Even though I probably wrote it down like 10 times a day okay, yeah, about 10 times a day. But yeah, so yeah, today is October 24th. So away we go. How we gonna do this? Let's see if we do it right. There we go. All right. On today's in wrestling history on this date, and let me scroll back up in the notes here. On today in 1974, Nick Bockwinkel. Whoops. Uh-oh. All right. Let me do that again. On this date in 1974, Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens defeated AWA World Tag Team Champions The Crusher and Billy Robinson. Of course, you know, The Crusher being a longtime favorite in the AWA. Billy Robinson, world-class wrestler, probably at that time regarded one of the best technicians, bringing that British style of wrestling to America. Wasn't the first one, but he definitely go back and watch him, Les Thornton, what's his name, Tony St. Clair, I think. If you put any of those those two together, outstanding stuff. Hello, Brendan Watson, how you doing this evening? But yeah, always good stuff when you got Billy Robinson and company. All right. On this day in 1979, Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood, they defeated Baron Von Raschke and Paul Jones to win their first NWA World Tag Team Championship. Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood were popular tag team in the Mid-Atlantic region. I think they held the NWA World Tag Team titles on 4 different occasions. Like I said, very popular, very successful tag team. All right. On this date in 1980, Tiger Jeet Singh retains the UWA World title regains the UWA World title from Antonio Inoki in a match that took place in Okinawa, Japan. Also in 1980, Tony Atlas wins the Georgia title from Dennis Condrey in Atlanta, Georgia at the Omni. In other matches, we had Terry Taylor defeat Charlie Fulton. Jim Brunzell, one half of the Killer Bees, and of course, one half of the High Flyers. Yes, he was still kind of, yeah, I'm not sure what brought him to Georgia. I guess just to kind of wrestle around. Hold on a second. Explored the country. But other territories. Anyway, Jumpin' Jim, he defeated Killer Khan. Ole Anderson defeated Stan Hansen. Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2 defeated the Assassins, Jody Hamilton, and at this time, Randy Colley. Of course, Tom Ernesto was retired at this time because he went to book for Ann Gunkel's All State Wrestling. I need to look this back up. Somebody in the chat, if they know, I think All South was already shut down. I think maybe other people trying to open up too. But was this the time too when Tom Ernesto went to Memphis as the heel matchmaker and all that? Kind of interesting. I need to look that up. All right, let's see here. The Fabulous Freebirds, Terry Gordy, Buddy Roberts, and Michael Hayes, they defeated Jack Briscoe, Mike Graham, and Kevin Sullivan. And hey, they don't call Tony Atlas Mr. USA and a Black Superman for nothing, because Not only did he win the Georgia title, he won a battle royal that evening as well. On this date in 1981, Big Time Wrestling holds another Star Wars card at Reunion Arena in Dallas, Texas. Of course, Big Time Wrestling would wind up being World Class Wrestling, more famously known as World Class Wrestling. But they start out another name first, then Big Time, then World Class. Check out my, what was it called? I think it was Back in the Territories review. I gave a brief history. If you want to go back all the way to there, please feel free to do that. Thought that was pretty. I think that had a good many views on that one, so check that one out. Of course, after you watch this one, oops, let me almost knock my mic over. But on that card, we had Frank Dusek defeat Jesse Leon. Terry Orndorff defeated Richard Blood. This is some other Richard Blood. Not sure who this individual was. But it wasn't Tito Santana, nor was it Ricky Steamboat. Of course, Ricky Steamboat's real name is Richard Blood. Chan Chung, who would grow up to become Kendo Nagasaki, he defeated at this time he was Big Daddy Bundy. Of course, you see him. Big Daddy shot the Big Daddy part, became King Kong Bundy, and the rest is history on that one. And we also had let me go back because I ran out of pictures on that one. Other matches, of course, was Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog defeated Armand Hussein. Ernie Ladd defeated Jose Lothario to retain the Texas Brass Knucks Championship. David Von Erich defeated Killer Tim Brooks in a bunkhouse match. Kerry Von Erich and Terry Orndorff. Hey, Terry Orndorff doing double duty. They defeated Great Kabuki and Chang Chung to win the NWA American Tag Team titles. Hey, Kendo was doing double duty that night as well. Al Madrill defeated Bill Irwin by disqualification to retain the NWA Texas Championship. On this date in 1993, WCW Halloween Havoc in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Lakefront Arena, drawing 6,000 people, shown live on pay-per-view. Of course, if you remember correctly, this was a time where wrestling business was still down. I know some of you are saying, "Oh, 6,000 people, that's a good house," but I think Lakefront probably holds more people. I will have to look that up. And but of course, at that time when you had those house salaries and stuff like that, 6,000 people just weren't cut. It wasn't cutting it. But let's just Turner Broadcasting at the time had deep pockets, and which I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. This is still around where the WWF, which was the worldwide leader in sports entertainment, pro wrestling, they were having a down years because of some controversies. So, and you know what? I've heard it said one time, but not to really go off on too much tangent. When WWE goes down, so does kind of the wrestling. No matter what it is, WCW, TNA, or of course WCW went under, but TNA, whoever, and independents and stuff like that, they all kind of take a hit too when WWE kind of starts slowing down. But maybe one day we'll talk more about that later. But on that card, we had Ice Train, Charlie Norris, and Shockmaster, Big Steelman, Big Bubba, Typhoon, Tugboat, Fred Ottoman. They defeated Harlem Heat, Booker T, Stevie Ray, and The Equalizer. I actually watched this. It was on YouTube the other, or I think it's still on there. But I seen it the other week, and or not the other week, but I think last weekend. And I checked it out. Wasn't too bad. But yeah, you had Harlem Heat at the time, good tag team. And check out this match too. Is you had Ricky Steamboat, or excuse me, Paul Orndorff defeated Ricky Steamboat via countout. WCW television champion Steve Regal won on Broadway with Davey Boy Smith. Steve Austin, the WCW US champion Dustin Rhodes defeated Steve Austin. The Nasty Boys, Jerry Sags and Brian Knobbs, defeated Marcus Bagwell and Two Cold Scorpio to win the WCW tag team titles. I do remember watching WCW Saturday Night at the time, and seeing, because I'm still living at home, haven't graduated from high school yet, so I didn't get to watch any of these pay-per-views, but I do remember seeing Marcus Bagwell and Too Cold defeat the Nasty Boys on WCW Saturday Night. And even then I was like, they're probably going to lose at Halloween Havoc, but at least they got that, one victory. But yeah. Let's see. Oops. Sting defeated Sid Vicious. WCW International Champion Rick Rude defeated Ric Flair by disqualification. And in the main event, Big Van Vader in a spin the wheel, make the deal match, which the wheel spun to a Texas death match. He wound up defeating Cactus Jack in that match. On this date in 1994, in Memphis at the Mid-South Coliseum, the Moondogs, Spot, and Rex defeated the Phantoms to win the USWA Tag Team titles. On this date in 1998, you had the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. They defeated Rob Van Dam and Sabu to win the ECW World Tag Team titles. This took place in Cleveland, Ohio, at the Agora Theater, drawing 2,371 people. Also on this date in 1998, the NWA had their 50th anniversary show in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, at the Hilton Hotel, drawing 500 people. 500 people at a hotel, I guess catering, or not catering, but event lobby, whatever it's called. Not too bad. Had a stat card. Let's see. We had Christopher Daniels and Kevin Quinn defeat Danny Domination and Ace Steel. TNT and Primo Carnera 3 defeated Patch and Laura Zeeg. Easy Rider defeated Paul Atlas to win the NWA Canadian title. NWA New England Cruiserweight Champion Trey battled the Suffer Ray Odyssey. If you watch the old ICW shows, International World Class Wrestling, from I guess late 80s, early 90s, you had a guy named, I forgot who's the commentator name. It's like a little short, big, not really big hair, but kind of curly haired, mullet English guy. He almost looked like, he looked like the bass player from Spinal Tap. God, I'm fucking old, I know. But he looked like the bass player from Spinal Tap. And he talked like this in an English accent. And Ray Odyssey was one of their performers, one of the rising stars of ICW. So every time I see the name, Ray Odyssey, I'm like, I gotta say the Suffer Ray Odyssey, just like that. So that's a quirk of mine. So yeah. Anyway, they battled to a double count out. Steve Williams won the WWF Dojo Battle Royal. Also in that match was Kurt Angle, Babu, Steve Corino, Christopher Daniels, Teddy Hart, Barry Houston, Glenn Kulka, Andrew Martin, who became Test, Tom Pritchard, who was the coach at the time. Trying to think, 98. He might have, I'm not sure if he was still Zip. Anyway, Giant Silva, Tiger Ali Singh, Sean Stasiak, and Storm. Abdullah the Butcher defeated T. Ranchula. The Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher, defeated the NWA North American Tag Team Champions. Stephen Dunn, Reno Riggins, the Tennessee Volunteers, and I think they had another name. I'm not sure if they, because I know they was doing the Music City Wrestling before it became NWA Worldwide. Burt Prentice was still involved in that. So, but anyway, Ace Starlin and Devin Storm defeated Lupus and Harley Lewis to win the NWA 2000 Tag Team titles. Eric Sprecher, another person from the ICW, part of the SNX Express with Vic Steamboat, or was it Joe Savoldi? Who gives a fine fuck? They had the same match every fucking week. Bloody hell, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Anyway, they defeated Tully Blanchard, Tom Pritchard, and Chris Germany and Kit Carson and the Border Patrol in a four-corner match to win the NWA World Tag Team titles. NWA World Champion Dan Severn defeated Steve Regal. I'm pretty sure that was a nice little snug match. I think I remember when I first started going to NWA Wildside. I think I did see this videotape there, but I did not get it. Anyway, Steve Corino, Lance Diamond, Rick Ratchet, and Doug Gilbert defeated Steve Richards, Dead Man Walking, and the Pitbulls in a steel cage match. And finally, on this date in 1999, Halloween Havoc, 1999, in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And I think at this time, I guess WCW is trying to feel real big time. They brought Michael Buffer in, who's, well, let's get ready to rumble. I think at the time, if I remember correctly, I think somebody told me he got $10,000 for every time he said that. Wow. Straight to that. Let's get ready to. That's 5 words, right? That's $2,000 a word. Good grief. God bless him. Anyway, at the MG, so yeah, they were kind of doing. They would go to Vegas and be at the MGM Grand where they had boxing matches and stuff like that. So make them feel big time, I guess. Sorry. Anyway, that event drew 11,146, shown live on pay-per-view. First match was WCW Cruiserweight Champion Disco Inferno defeated Lash LaRue. Yeah, you kind of wonder there. Still all that talent, and your Cruiserweight Champion was Disco Inferno. I kind of do sometimes listen to his podcast and stuff like that. I know people dog him a little bit, but I find his podcast a little more entertaining. Kind of like Tony Schiavone's. Harlem Heat, Stevie Ray and Booker T defeated Billy Kidman, who was substituting for Rey Mysterio Jr., Conan, Brian Knobs, and Hugh Morris in a triangle match to win the WCW tag team titles. I'm pretty sure they were held up or something like that. Forgot. They held up titles all the fucking time. Eddie Guerrero defeated Perry Saturn by disqualification. Brad Armstrong defeated Berlin. That one shocked me. Did not, because they were kind of pushing Berlin, who was Alex Wright at the time, and Brad Armstrong was kind of a enhancement talent, glorified enhancement talent. He still could out wrestle everybody. Sorry to be what can I say? What's the word I'm looking for? Showing favorites, I guess. But anyway, yeah, they shot me that he defeated Berlin. That was a shocker. Rick Steiner defeated Chris Benoit to win the WCW Television Championship. Lex Luger defeated Bret Hart. WCW World Champion Sting pinned Hulk Hogan. Bill Goldberg defeated Sid Vicious. Diamond Dallas Page pinned Ric Flair in his strap match. And then Bill Goldberg defeated Sting to win the WCW World title. This is one of the things I always knocked about WCW at the time. Like they would have a title change, even on Nitros. And I'm surprised AEW has a. Oh, come on, Tony Khan, focus. Listen to me. Don't do that shit. Don't have an international championship match at the first hour. Then the second hour have a rematch or have that champion go against somebody else and change titles automatically. I think the whole Money in the Bank thing, and you got that clipboard in the contract on the clipboard on your end, that settles that, because I could let that be a surprise. But they would do this shit all the time. I think there was like one episode where Sting defeated Diamond Dallas Page. It was like the second match. Then, listen to this. It's been re-signed right here on Nitro tonight. The rematch for the WCW World Heavyweight title. Sting goes against Diamond Dallas Page. Then Diamond Dallas Page, captured, regains it. That kind of stuff really did kind of irk me a little bit about WCW at the time, and it's like, hindsight be 2020. That's why fans kind of okay. Let's let's focus more on WWF. We'll still watch. The hardcore fans like me still watch WCW, but it's like, oh my god, this shit's horrendous. But it was what it was. Kind of like things are now. But let's see here. I kind of did this little thing. Okay, we'll do that later, or we can do it now. We'll do it later. So yeah, that does it for today in wrestling history. Anybody ready for some anybody ready for the watch along? Everybody ready to get extreme? Let me bring that video up. Let's see. Yeah, usually this stuff was on here, but whatever. Uh-oh. ECFNW, let's go. That's from Joe King. He's ready to get extreme. Let me let's see. Let me go ahead and kind of shut this down. Don't need that. Don't need that. Let me click this button here. For those of you in the chat, I will, and those of you who are watching, not live, but the chat will be. you know what? I keep fucking that up. Come on. See, I try and do new shit and I got to turn my head how I can read shit. So anyway, the paste and yeah, I don't want to goof up like I did a couple weeks ago, where I goofed up bad. I sit there and oops, wrong one. I goofed up bad by not I accidentally clicked the stop streaming button instead of the enter button. Let's not do that tonight. Not do that tonight. Tonight. Let's see. Let's post a question up here. I guess a poll question. Let's see. Put a little poll up there. Let's see. There we go. Trying to engage my audience. Oops. There I am. Let me see here. I gotta do a little bit of editing. So there's that. And this one. Add device. See if it works. Boom. Okay. Whoa. Hey, there I am. Uh-oh. Did it freeze up on me? Nope, it's not. I'm there. Letting y'all into the magic of my high quality production. See, I can't even say that with a straight fucking face. And then do that up there. We don't need that. No more. And that's right. Boom, boom, boom. And here I am again. Hey, how's it going? Oops. What happened? So anyway, let's see. Joe King, he says he's always ready to be extreme. So are we ready to? What's that? Okay. Are we ready to do the countdown? Oh, let me get my shit ready first. Gosh dang. Shit. By the way, I am going to regret this. I do need. See, I mean, okay, it's not the extreme Monster energy drink or anything, a Red Bull, but thumbs up. Hello. Yeah, I'm getting fancy like Applebee's here. Hey, there I am. There I am. Hey, how y'all fucking doing? And now I'm over here. Hey, how you fucking doing? Like I say, I'm getting fancy like Applebee's over here. Watch the fuck out. Man, I said the fuck up. Okay, it is ECW. Of course, have to, Shane Douglas. Come on. Shit, fuck. we could do that tonight. Anyway, so we ready? Are we ready to get a stream? God, son of a bee sting. Yes, I stole that from Road Dogs podcast. Works great when you're around like 10-year-olds. Like I said, works great when you're around 10-year-olds. Hey. So anyway, are we ready? Are we ready? See, this works out pretty good because now I don't feel I can look at the camera and still kind of look at the chat screen here. Then I got this one over here that I can read my little notes. And in this case, okay, we ready? Cut this back on. All right, we're gonna do it up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. Oh, come on. There we go. And oh my goodness, look at Beulah McGillicuddy. Tommy Dreamer, he's a hero of mine. Now, I think he should be in the Hall of Fame too, but it has nothing with Beulah McGillicuddy. Or, I think, didn't he take also Francine? I'm pretty sure, he's kind of a pretty boy. So I'm pretty sure he, got a lot of ass. Yes, we're taking this show to the extreme. We're going to talk adult stuff. So, children's earmuffs. By the way, heart-shaped box. I was never a Nirvana fan. I care less about them. But this is one of the few songs I did like from Nirvana. But anyway, also a tidbit. Did you know that Beulah McGillicuddy dated Ron Gant at one time? But anyway, get back to Tommy Dreamer. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame because his, history and being that guy in ECW, then having a little bit of a WWE career, not big one or anything like that. Gosh, he's hot. But and poor Raven. I think he announced he has Parkinson's disease now. Yeah, I was never a Nirvana. Couldn't stand Nirvana. I mean, I'm sitting like, fuck, they play 2 chords. Even if that's 2 chords, I can do that. Yeah, hate to say it. I mean, I've listened to a few Paramore songs. I guess that's the last popular band I realized, and I kind of started like, music, whatever. Blackstone Cherry, they're pretty good though. I like them. I dig them. But what was I getting to this? But not only Eddie, I will start talking about Eddie Gilbert again. He married Medusa and Missy Hyatt, and had a great mind for the business, had a long career. So that dude definitely needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, on the other hand, White Zombie, totally dug White Zombie, Rob Zombie, even this. So, I mean, basically it's, Rob Zombie is pretty much White Zombie without the white. You take away the white and just put Rob in there. Same difference. Too Cold was a hell of a damn talent too. Yeah, the ECW intros were awesome. And especially this one where they show the fans throwing all the chairs in the ring. Oh, rest in peace, woman. Nancy Sullivan. She was hot. But at Joey Styles here, for a long time, he was the only. See, nowadays you have 2 or 3 man commentary tables and stuff like that. Joey Styles did it all by himself. But I dug Joey Styles. I thought he was a great commentator. He could. I think he should. I don't know who really dropped the ball on that one, or it could have been just him. Joey Styles just couldn't deal with having somebody yell in his ear. But Joey Styles should be what Michael Cole is. I mean, Michael Cole, not that great. Joey Styles was way freaking better. Sorry, I don't know Spanish that well. Local. Yeah, one of our drillers, I think I've said this a bunch of times. One of our drillers is Mexican. He calls me El Loco Diablo Gringo. Don't know what the fuck it means, but it sounds pretty fucking cool. Dudley. It's not just a name, it's a way of life. Yeah, Joey Styles was the voice of Extreme. Basically the Dudley Boys. Let me get this right. I don't want to totally mess it up, but I think Raven said this was kind of an idea by him because he was a big fan of the movie Slapshot. And if you ever watched the movie Slapshot, great movie from 1976, I think. It's got Paul Newman in it, but it had these three, about hockey, and it had these three brothers, the Hanson brothers, and they all wore glasses with a tape in the middle. So I, of course, can't call them the Hansons, and don't want to get confused with Stan Hansen. But yeah, you had a lot of Dudleys out there. You had Dudley, Big Dick Dudley, Dances with Dudley, Devon Dudley, Bubba Ray Dudley. So, let's see a little history about Bubba Ray at the time. I think he's the one that explained it. Like he was able to take a choke slam from 911, and Pauline was like, "Yeah, I think I can use you more because I think you had long hair at the time because you give yourself a crew cut." It's like, okay, and he said one of the worst fears he had live was somebody giving him the wrestling name of Bubba. Well, I think when he came in, it's like, okay, you're going to be a Dudley. Let's see, what's your name? Look kind of like a redneck. We're going to call you Bubba Ray Dudley. So his worst fears was encountering his first little push, I guess, his first little big time angle, I guess, and then hey, dude made a career out of it. Multiple time tag team champions with Devon. Nobody really, I don't think anybody really remembers the rest of the Dudleys, as far as like Big Dick Dudley, Dudley, Dances with Dudley. Those Spike barely gets mentioned, but yeah, there used to be like a whole crew of Dudleys, and not just the 2 or 3 that people know of. But he, him and Devon, tag team champions multiple times, and yeah, Sign Guy Dudley. Don't forget about Sign Guy Dudley. But yeah, like I said, a lot of Dudleys at the time. But yeah, he made a great living being called Bubba Ray Dudley. Like I said, multiple time and multiple promotions, tag team champions, a TNA world champion as Bully. Well, he dubbed the Bubba part, called himself Bully Ray, but but it was all the same. So yeah, this is probably the, I guess besides Worlds Collide, I guess this was like an intro for Rey Mysterio and Psychosis. Another two guys you kind of read in magazines, but especially when they did come to ECW. Hmm. God dang. Psychosis like, yo, Mingo, let's not go that rail again. That's painful. And of course, this is before Rey Mysterio discovered the vitamins. Yeah, little jumping beans. Frankensteiner, and that was it. Rey Mysterio wins the first fall. Remember, this is a 2 out of 3 falls match, so. And you got to remember, before this time, when there was wrestling in Mexico, if I remember correctly, they had a Rey Mysterio and Psychosis had a big time rivalry in Mexico. It's just when they came to America and got to WCW, Psychosis was pretty much used as almost an enhancement talent. And of course, Mysterio got over like Rover and got pushed to the top. Great matches with Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Benoit, Juventud. That junior, that cruiserweight division in WCW was top notch. Little jumping beans. That's the cornet and you talking. All right. Is he going to fall for the old, let me shake your hand? Oh, guess he did. Then it finally got to the point where I think all the Mexicans or all the luchadors got unmasked in WCW. Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, Juventud. They all wind up getting unmasked. Oops. Oh, Yeah, towards the end there, they did use Psychosis pretty good, but it kind of took him a while to get there. I mean, he could have. I wish they did have good matches with or he did have good matches, of course, with Rey Mysterio, but didn't get highlighted as much as Mysterio. So yeah, the power of WWE there. Nobody call this a Scorpion Deathlock no more. They call it the Sharpshooter. Mm. And I do believe, I know at one time this year I was planning on getting another one of those old style ECW shirts, and I did find them on eBay, or not eBay, but Amazon. Nice. Wow, he did the arms cross and stuck his tongue out, everything. Little homage to the Undertaker. All right, now we tie 1-1 here. Referee's like, Ray, you got dropped on your noggin there. Yeah, look. Joe King said, "Wish I still had some of those wrestling T-shirts." Uh, like I said, look on Amazon. You can probably find a good many of them. I mean, they're rebranded or whatever, but I mean they're, what can I say? Not rebrand. Well, anyway, um, they're not the official from an ECW show, but still, it's got the original logo and everything. The picture made it look good. So, check out. I'd check out Amazon. I wouldn't. I don't know. eBay, they could have been like worn or something like that. So, don't not going to buy worn clothing from somebody else. Nah. Ain't happening today. But so yeah, we finally got a table spot here in this match. Now we're taking it to the extreme. Yeah, we had to slide that rail a little closer to the ring out. Psychosis was like, I don't know if I can make that one, but we're gonna slide this rail closer to the ring so I won't fuck myself up here. Yes, very brave. He's got a little 5'5", 120-pound Rey Mysterio to catch him. But hey, Yeah, there's the famous "Oh my God" from. God dang! He just kicked him in the face. Like I was like, "Look, you little bastard." Yeah, that like I said, that is diving that high and far, and all you have is Ray. Yeah, that is pretty brave. It's like Ray, you can't catch me, but what you can do is once I get on top, you kind of start falling back as I'm, about to crash into you. Ooh. Oh, he got dumped on his head, but still kicked out. Look like that dumped on that noggin. Oh yeah, this stuff at the time was damn ass to the damn ribs. Yeah, it was we not seen shit like this. I mean, like I said, I remember when they first came to WCW, man. It's like when it see. I mean, we seen. I mean, even before Rick Stein or Scott Steiner, we seen Frankensteiners. I mean, Ricky Morton call it just a front front victory roll, but um, or some people, when you listen to commentators, like, oh, a unique head scissor there, but we never did see like springboard head scissors and not to mention all the kind of the springboard dives and stuff like that. See now they're doing the ECW thing here. Use the table, got some chairs. Psychosis wins. This was a pretty. I mean, if you like the fast paced, high flying, uh, luchador style, of course, luchador style, but this was a pretty good match. They mixed a little bit of the ECW style with the table and the chair, and of course, that's how you got the victory there. They put a chair, did that corkscrew senton, whatever you want to call it. And of course, like I said, this was ECW. Pretty much every match was a no disqualification match, no count out match. Referee was just there to count three. Let's see. Joe King. So Mexico has the flipping fly, and Japan has the bitch slaps very hard and dump you on your head. Pretty much. Which I don't know. Japan has some high flying flippies. I mean, they had a mixture because you have people like Tiger Mask and all that. Oh. This is an inactive number, so do not call. Ooh, throwing shade to Bill Watts. Basically, kind of, let's see, Mars Shot, she's had some racial things to say. Former owner, I think she's way passed away by now, but former owner of Cincinnati Reds, and of course, Mark Furman, he was the guy who, I guess the head guy of the cops who beat up Rodney King. I think that's it. Oh, wait a minute. Mark Furman was OJ detective, right? Now I gotta look that up. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, my bad. So yeah, Bill Watts, he's still alive. So yeah, Mark Furman, yeah, he was the detective in the OJ case, and then I don't know if it was actually recorded or anything like that, but supposedly he said some racist comments, and that's all you had to do at that time. It's just that kind of like now, you don't even have to have it recorded. So yeah, so their part of the defense was Furman planted key evidence as part of the racially motivated plot against O.J. Simpson. But he did do a lie detector test on TV or something like that, and when asked about it, he said no, and the lie detector said, "Hey, you're telling the truth. You spoke no lies. You spoke no lies, young man." Stevie Richards. Yeah, I thought pit bulls were, I remember first watching them on that South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. I think we watched an episode of them on there before. This must be when they won the tag belts back. Now 911 had a great little gig there in ECW. All he had to do was come in and choke slam somebody. That's all he had to do. All he had to do is just come in and chokeslam people. Oh, Bill Alfonso, he's in there.
Tonight, Daddy, the chokeslam is banned.
Oh yeah, okay. Todd Gordon was the special referee, and he didn't see Cactus Sack. So is anybody? Well, not his podcast, but the YouTube channel, Stevie Richards show. It's pretty interesting. He's got an interesting opinions. Todd is God. Todd is God. Sorry. Todd's getting some color. I didn't watch Todd Gordon's Screen Review. I think it's available on YouTube somewhere. Get the full story on his departure from the company he helped start, the Money Man. The Public Enemy. Yeah, Bill Watts. Bill Alfonso.
Daddy, I call it right down the middle.
Oh, used to love the end of these ECW shows. Had the Dick Dale. I forgot the name of the song, but it was used in Pulp Fiction. Yeah. There's Steve Austin with hair. You know, hair was thin at the time. I still say the best sit down promo, whatever, of Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, whoever, was the Kane Dewey promo. That was like the best one. I mean, taking all the stuff he did in like WWE, ECW or WCW, that Kane Dewey promo where he turned heel on Tommy Dreamer. And that was ECW. So you have one match, highlights of another match. I just got notification, new subscriber, Alvin White. Alvin White, if you're watching this, that camera. Alvin White, you watch this, appreciate the subscription. Hopefully you enjoy it. Damn good episode. But yeah, Joey Styles should have been the head commentator, not Michael. I guess Vince liked Michael Cole better. I don't know why. But yeah, ECW was definitely one of my favorite promotions. His ball warming skills. You talking about Michael Cole, Joe? Had to be something. I don't know. This, I mean, even now he's just, I guess, being a legit journalist. I guess Vince liked that better, and Michael Cole definitely was like, "Yeah, sure, screw my ear. I'll say everything you tell me." There, Vince or Vince, Mr. Mike Mayan. But, but yeah, even to this day, he goose up on shit all the time, and just this, he's just not that, to me, not that good a commentator. Now I hear like fans younger than me are kind of like saying, "Yeah, Michael Cole was our guy," uh, when I was a child and stuff like that. I'm like, "Oh, poor kids. You poor kids did not have no Gordon Soley or Jim Ross or uh, Lance Russell." Or Joey Styles. But yeah, Joey Styles should have been like the next guy as far as top play-by-play commentators for the WWE or WWF. Eh. Eh. Now, I like that new guy they got now, or somewhat new guy, that Joey. Gosh, what's his name? He comes from the sports world too. Can't think of his name. can't think of the guy's name now. Oh, what's that guy's name? Damn it. Hold on a second, folks. Trying to. Oh, Joe Tessitore. That's his name. I kind of dig him. He's all right. I think him and Wade Barrett's been doing pretty good on Raw. Corey Graves ain't that bad. Cause heck, I think when they was supposedly having problems with Corey Graves and didn't like being shuttled down to NXT or whatever, and whatever that whole mess was, could have been just work or whatever. But I was like, dude, I think I even said on one of my recaps or something like that, or maybe the spot show, I was like, man, be a straight, the straight play-by-play guy, and you'd be way, Corey Graves be way better than Excalibur and AEW. The one thing that really annoys me, okay, if you once he switched to JR and WWF, WWE, don't get me wrong, Jerry Lawler, Jim Ross was great, but something was missing, that authenticity that, me, I kind of dug. It's like, when he would talk about a wrestler, say like Ron Simmons, and he talk about his legit athletic background, stuff like that. It gave more, authenticity to the sport. Kind of like when Gordon Solie would talk about stuff. He would talk about moves and tell you what, like this hole worked on these muscles and, why it's painful and all that good stuff. And, Gordon would talk about also wrestlers' legit athletic backgrounds. And Jim Ross did that. But especially in UWF. UWF, Jim Ross probably the best. He was great in WCW. I think he tried to bring that, authenticity that he had in UWF, WCW to WWF, and Vince didn't like it at first. But I guess whatever happened, he finally warmed up to Jim Ross, and I thought, for the time and everything, the Attitude Era, Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross was pretty good. But I think Joey Styles should have took over on be the lead commentator after the successor of Jim Ross. But and it's let's just say he's kind of made some comments on his podcast and stuff like that. Kind of throwing people on the bus and stuff like that. It's like somebody asked him, well, Dick Murdoch. I think some conversation was talking about Dick Murdoch and just threw him on the bus. Like, Dick Murdoch was the card carrying member of the KKK. And it's like, wow. Has nothing to do with the question, but okay. And let's not forget, I think he was asked a question about Donald Trump, and if you got, I think it was the WrestleMania, the Battle of the Billionaires and stuff like that. Somebody asked, because I think when people ask these things of like Steve Austin and Jim Ross, they want to try and get, that soundbite, that aha, he's a jerk or whatever, and he is, but that's not the point. But he can be a likable jerk. Don't want to get too political here, but anyway, but Jim Ross, if anything, learn anything about that answer he gave is that I think he said it for every other word was like, now I don't agree with his politics, but Donald Trump, we're great for us, sassafras, But apparently Devon and Bubba Ray has kind of pointed out that, hey, let's just say pot kettle, as far as the racist word, but I don't know. But as far as commentators, and I try to listen to his podcast, and okay, I'm not an angel, I'm not, but still, you kind of feel bad for the guy. You can't really, kind of like Ric Flair, you can't really understand what he's saying sometimes, and it's like, and when he's trying to be on commentary again a few times, it's like, I feel bad, got the cancer and stuff like that, nobody deserves that. Well, I won't say nobody deserves it. What the purposely deleting somebody and the PD files. Yeah, get those fuckers cancer. but yeah. But yeah, it's kind of hard to. Especially when he tries to do commentary, it's kind of like, man, you just is the paydays worth it? Did you not save enough money? I'm pretty sure he's well beyond able to collect Social Security now and all that. Did you not invest well? Have a nice nest egg built up? And some of it too, I think he really wasn't the same after his wife died too. But that's going to happen to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure there's people, everybody knows, they had a loved one, especially, a wife or a husband or something like that. They, especially when you're like married for a long time, and they pass on, and sometimes people just, and they're up there in age, 70s, 80s, whatever, and it's like, okay, now it's my turn. I know it sounds cynical, but yeah, like I said, you had those two, threw Dick Murdoch on him. I'm surprised he didn't throw hell like Joey Styles kind of made a joke towards Bill Watson. I think this was like a couple years after he got, like 3 years after he got fired for supposedly he had an article, or Wade Kelly asked him a question about Lester Maddox. He was a former governor of Georgia, Democrat, KKK member. That, I think the story's correct. He didn't want to serve black people at his restaurant, so he didn't want to be forced to, so he closed down his restaurant. And the way Bill Watts explained it was, hey, this is what he believed in, and he followed up by action. And of course, saying something like that, that can give you, I mean, back then and now, you'll get stamped with that racist stamp. And I think Wade Keller took it to Turner Broadcasting, or sent a letter to Hank Aaron and stuff like that, who still had ties with Ted Turner and all that, because Hank Aaron, former Atlanta Brave, broke the home run record in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. I don't mean to talk about baseball. Might as well you want to hear my baseball opinion? In heart of hearts, I still consider Hank Aaron the home run king, even though Barry Bonds broke it. However, as much, I think a lot of that's because I wasn't a big Barry Bonds fan. But I think we came with an eyelash and me changing my opinion of Barry Bonds, because he came close to being an Atlanta Brave at one time. But anyway, I digress. But I still say Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa. I think they all got the numbers to back it up. They should be in the Hall of Fame. I know people want to say, "Oh, they use PEDs." It's like they didn't get suspended. If they got tested, they passed, but they didn't get suspended. People talked about it, but this was when they went on their especially when Mark McGwire beat the single season home run record. I think all three of them were kind of neck and neck, and then it came mostly Sosa and McGwire, and this was a couple of years after the baseball strike, where, let's face it, nobody gave a shit about baseball. Not GQ public. Maybe if your team like Atlanta was at the time, Mets, Yankees, whoever, Chicago Cubs fans, they always there, no matter, I'm not sure if they still like that now, but I remember a bunch of WGN games, and Cubs weren't that good, and man, they still had a crowd in their stadium and Wrigley Field. But anyway, if you weren't one of the contenders at that time, good luck, because nobody cared about baseball after that strike in 94. They canceled the 94 season because of strike. And I know the World Series the next year, the 95, where the Braves won. The contenders, they I think it was at that time, it's just national, I think they had two divisions. I can't remember, but anyway, you had it East and West, National League, American League, East to West. It didn't have wild card or anything like that. It was just two divisions and two different leagues, National League, American League, and you had to win your division to, try to get your spot in the World Series. So basically, it came down to 4 teams out of a lot of them, which I think that's probably the reason they kind of makes you wonder now, is that the reason they said, okay, we're going to have 3 divisions now and a wild card. And they put so many teams in that thing now. And I guess because now it's like, okay, say if a strike happens again or something like that, we can. And I think there's a rumor that it might happen next season afterwards, because baseball wants a salary cap. But gosh, but anyway, let's go back to Barry Bonds. But I think, regardless, I think Barry Bonds should be in there. Whether he he admitted he used them. Okay, move on. Put him in the Hall of Fame. y'all made money. Y'all made money off of McGuire, Sosa, and Barry Bonds. Y'all didn't test them. Y'all didn't, test and suspend and ban them or anything like that. So therefore, and the writers, the owners, everybody associated with baseball in that time made money off of it. So, and they wanted, ride some kind of high horse and chest poked out, being Mr. And Mrs., good body, holier than a neutered monk bullshit. F you. You made money off of it. People read your articles. You kept your baseball writing job thanks to Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds. And like I said, I wasn't a huge Barry Bonds fan, but he was a hell of a player. I mean, regardless of steroids, stuff like that, he was a hell of a player. Yeah. And I think he's finally going into the Hall of Fame. Let me check that. Let me check that. Let's see. He's in, of course, the Braves Hall of Fame, the Oregon Sports Hall of Fame, Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, World Sports Humanitarian Hall of Fame. Okay, so he has not been elected to the Hall of Fame. And he joins Barry Bonds, Roger Maris, and Juan Gonzalez as the only Hall of Fame eligible recipients of multiple MVP awards not in the Hall. Let's see. So yeah, no, he is not in the Hall of Fame, not in baseball's Hall of Fame, despite his stats. But let's see, batting average 265, 2,111 hits, 398 home runs, 1,266 runs batted in. And you got to think, okay, do play with the Braves, who, he was drafted in 76, was there till 90. So, and I think he got traded for, who did he get traded? I want to say he got traded for Dave Justice. Or, come on now. It does say here who he's traded for. Hmm. But anyway, um, let's see. Yeah, let's see. Dale Murphy, yeah, great ball player. Bob Horner could have been there too, but I think he was just too injury prone. Steve, but the thing about Dale Murphy in Atlanta, when Atlanta had, I think, 2 good seasons, were in which they were contenders, then fell flat rest of the time. Barkowski, unfortunately, he was a Atlanta Brave. Spud Webb, Kel Yarborough was a race car driver. Not that hip on NASCAR. NASCAR. But I do remember that name. Herschel Walker. And yeah, Dominique Wilkins, probably one of the greatest. I say the greatest Atlanta Hawk ever, in my opinion. Spud Webb. I mean, man, that those '80s Hawks, man. If it wasn't for if it wasn't for Lakers having a great team, uh, Chicago built a great team, um, Detroit Pistons. Gosh, those Detroit Bad Boys with Bill Laimbeer and Isaiah Thomas, man. Good gosh, they were brutal, man. They beat the hell out of Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan slid on his shoes with his name on it, put his nose to the grindstone, and got himself better. Got himself in better shape and a little bigger, a little stronger, and I'm sorry, folks. Sorry, not sorry. Michael Jordan is I would say the greatest basketball player of all time. Not LeBron. In my opinion, LeBron always had to go, or he left Cleveland, went to Miami, which was at the time pretty much an all-star team. Finally won a couple of championships. Lost a couple though, because San Antonio was just that much better. Went back to Cleveland. Got them to spend a lot of money on an all-star team. Won a championship. Then left, went to the Lakers, and I don't think LeBron with the Lakers has won a NBA championship. I don't follow as much as I used to, obviously. And the Hawks sometimes, I mean, when it looks like they're on that cusp of doing things great, they just something happens, they fuck it all up. I think the Atlanta Spirit group still owns them, I believe. No, it's another group. That's right. My bad. Grant Hill, along with a couple billionaires, they own the Hawks now, and man, they should have kept Luka Doncic. But they thought they was getting the same type of player in Trae Young. And it just ain't happening. Apparently like I said, I ain't kept up too much. I don't listen to sports talk as much anymore. Don't watch as much as I used to. 2020 broke me. I started finding other shit to watch. That's kind of a problem too. Why not find other shit to watch besides football, baseball, basketball? I mean, was never the kind of person that would watch every game, but keep up, watch a game or here, if it was on. But like I said, 2020 is like, yeah, you just find other things to focus on and watch, and find other sources of entertainment, and just kind of forget it. But yeah, again, Barkowski, great quarterback. This crappy team. They had like one winning record. They had a great defense at one time, but and another guy who was Atlanta Falcons that does not get mentioned was Chris Miller. He was on those Jerry Glanville teams. Could have been a great quarterback, but they had no offensive line and kept on getting bumped in the head a bunch of times. They drafted this kid named Brett Favre. I'm not sure what happened to him. But I know they traded him. They drafted him. I think the next season they wound up trading him. He went to Green Bay Packers or something like that, and won a Super Bowl. I think that's what happened to him. League MVP. But in the Falcons' defense, Brett Favre liked the Atlanta downtown life, going to the Gold Club and Tattletales and having a good time. I'm a young guy. I mean, that's what it's part of the reason Atlanta teams wind up not doing so well. Too many distractions. I think one time I was listening to, I think it was like WSB or 680 The Fan. They kind of mentioned it. Then no, yeah, it's when the Hawks that year they had a good run. What year was that? Was that, I think, 2013 or whatever? Had a hell of a run. Great season. Actually moved somewhere in the postseason. Yeah, you just knew they were on TV. And you try to root them on, and are they winning? Oh well, fuck it. But what was I saying? The Bullfrogs, the Bulldogs. Oh yeah, I was talking about Atlanta Hawks. Anyway, I think it was 2013 season. They had a great run, great postseason run. Wound up, that was the year that Cleveland won the NBA championship. Had a GM. I think it was supposedly he said something, and yeah, yada yada yada. But then they went up letting that GM go. It's like, okay. And we had a great coach. He wound up coaching the Denver Nuggets too. I think it was the Denver Nuggets. Gosh. I'm not a Nugget. Okay, might have been. Well, yeah, it had to been. Let's see. Okay, it's the Denver Nuggets. Daggum it. Who's the coach? Gosh dang it. Okay, it might have been Denver Nuggets. Mm. Let's see. Who was it? I guess I just look up Atlanta Hawks. Son of a bitch. Can't think of his, can't think of it. But he was a good coach, but then they let the GM go. Then they let the coach be the GM. And I think that was a little too much. I think they were present too at the time. Oh, speaking of Hawks, Hawks won this evening. They beat the Orlando Magic, 111 to 107. Yeah, Mike Budenholzer. That was a coach. He coached for us from 2013 to 2018. Milwaukee Bucks. That's who he coached to an NBA championship. And 2021. But yeah, they made him like president and all that, and yeah, that was a little too much. So actually he's coach of the Phoenix Suns now. But yeah, it's 2013. They had a 2013-14 season. They had a good run, or 14-15, excuse me. It was first in the Southeast, lost in the conference finals. But anyway, I digress. But apparently, maybe the Hawks are doing better now. Got it. Huh. Yeah, I thought, yeah, Mike Fratello. Anyway, I digress on that. Sorry. Got reading stuff about Atlanta Hawks coaches, but yeah, then like I said, they kind of 2013-14 or 14-15 season, something like that. They kind of after that they kind of fell down, but um, but hey, that's the Atlanta team for you folks. That's what we do. We will find a way to lose. It is no problem to an Atlanta team. Anyway, that does it for tonight's Wrestling Gold Friday night. Appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight, tuned in live, and joined me in the chat. Appreciate. Go ahead, extend appreciation if you do watch this on the replay. Appreciate you folks watching, and like I said, give a like, subscribe, share with friends, and all that good stuff. Other than that, hopefully everybody has a good weekend. Everybody have a good one. Take it easy. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.